Hey everybody, tonight we are going to clean up the front cab. I want to get all the dust and grime and dirt, everything off of it. The seats, I need to get the rest of the floor off. There's a couple pieces here and there. They all need to come off. This is pretty much cleaned up for the most part. A little bit around there. Pretty much just killing time until the rest of my parts come in. I ordered I think that's called the top hat for right there. I stole my light for up there that I had in the ceiling here, so it's a little dark. But the top hat is damaged there, and I ordered one of the cross rails right there. They should be in within the next couple days, and then I will get to work on the rocker on the driver's side. But for tonight, I am going to clean this up, get it ready for the floor. The floor will not be going in yet, mainly because I want to check the damage of this better. I know this whole section here needs to be replaced. Most likely this back, I think they call it the inner dog leg. I know that Classic Fab has pretty decent looking ones. Pretty pricey, but I definitely don't want to go with the Clocker Home. I think that's the main ones that Bus Depot has. Most likely this side will be shot too. I mean, there's metal there, but it's so paper thin. So I don't want to fix this section and this be damaged. So for tonight, I'm going to finish removing metal, cleaning up, getting it ready for paint. I need to remove the horn. Some of these wires, I need to get the emergency brake, or parking brake, I guess, lever out of there. I don't know how I would do that. I've got to look at it a little bit more because the bracket is bent. So I'm going to either need to replace that or fix it, along with the bottom of this beam is pushed forward. So I've got to figure out how I can fix that. It looks like it is bolted in, but then there's also welds here, so I don't think that that's going to be very easy to fix. At least very easy to replace. I think I can fix it fairly easy, so hopefully it works out like I'm thinking. But there's tons of crud from the grinder, just tons of dirt. Oh look, there's a really old can. What is that? There we go, Milwaukee's Best. Looks like it possibly wasn't open and then it just burst. Yeah, that's pretty cool. I'll stick that on the shelf. But there's other crud in here. I'm not sure how well you can see. So that is the game plan. Let's get to work on it. So, I'm going to finish this up. I'll clean the middle and that other seat over there, and then I'll bring you back before I start removing metal and doing the cleanup of the frame rails. Alright, so y'all get the idea. I'm going to finish up this little bit, that way I'm not running out of memory card space while I'm just sitting here grinding. So I'll bring you back in a little bit. Alright, so that is done. I got the seat area all cleaned up. I got that cleaned out as best I could. I still need to get something longer than that screwdriver to scrape around in there. Found, I believe that is a Modelo bottle cap on a dime from, I think, 82 and a penny from 85. So that's probably about 60 cents that I found in this bus so far. So doing pretty good. So the damage over here is a lot worse than the passenger side. Mainly this through here. That's, I mean, it's not much left of that. I think that's decently thick, but the lip, as you get farther over here, is just rotted away more. So I don't quite know what I'm going to do on that yet. They sell the patch panels for this whole tub, but I don't need the whole tub. I just need that little bit of a lip. So I might be able to fabricate just enough of a lip to hang down. There's one little blow through right there. But for the most part, the tub itself is decent. I'm guessing once I start grinding on this, it'll probably blow out a little bit worse. But for tonight, I'm going to call it. Tomorrow night, I will probably get the parking brake assembly out of there. Mainly because when I go to put the floor in, it will be a whole lot easier on me. And then I will finish cleaning up all of these rails, degrease, and either wire wheel or brush them just to clean them up a little bit more. And then I will put the prep on, the Port 15 metal prep. If you can see right there, it's pretty greasy and dirty, so definitely, see how thick that is. So I definitely need to get in here and clean really good before I do any kind of painting. The shift rod has a ton of old grease and dirt and rust in it. I don't know if that's better off to work on now or if it's just as accessible once the floor is back in. So I'll have to look into that. But for the most part, it's pretty damage free, except for this one little bottom area here. So yeah, this won't be a separate video from tomorrow's. I'll just come back out and work on it, and for me it'll be a full work day. For you it'll be a couple seconds. So I will see y'all tomorrow night. Also, I posted a picture in the community tab of my page. While we were gone, there was a massive black bear that came through. It was pretty much right on the other side of the garage door. Got into my trash. Trash was everywhere. I'll actually put a video of it that I caught on my security camera in this. It was decently sized. My trash can probably comes to about here, and on all four it was just as tall as the trash can. So pretty good sized bear. So I definitely am a little leery of walking out of the garage now. All right, it's the next day. Tonight we're gonna be on the underside of the bus. Hopefully this shop light isn't too bright for the camera. So tonight, the main thing I want to do is get this parking brake out of the way and try to fix some of this damage. I don't know if you can see it very well, but this whole thing is bent forward and the parking brake itself is skewed. So I need to get that out of the way and try to fix this whole assembly. The top of it is kind of buckled up. I don't know what the heck this bus hit, whether they were driving or just towing it somewhere, but it definitely screwed up a lot of stuff under the underside here. Mainly this, one of the tie rods was bent, and then all of the outriggers on the jack locations rather, on the driver's side are all damaged from whatever was hit. So it was a pretty significant bit of damage that was done. So I think there's 2 pins here. They're very rusty looking, so I'm hoping that I can pry those out, possibly drive that pin out. I don't know which way it's supposed to come out. It's definitely not going to be this way since it's blocked. So hopefully I can drive the pin out this way and get that whole lever off. Actually, I think the first step will be getting this boot to slide up so I can disconnect these cables. I will have to readjust them and all of that when the time comes, but for now I need them out of the way. I don't think there's much tension on them, but it is still pretty hard to move that lever. I'm not sure if it's because it's bent or if it's just rusted, but it's got to move. There we go. Surprisingly, for as rusty as these look, they're coming off fairly easy. Not too worried about how the setting was on here. I will have to completely readjust these once I do the brakes and all of that. Who's to say the wire is even good down through there? Could be frayed. So most likely I will be getting a new one. But for now, that is not a big deal. Very far away from needing brakes. It's getting there, but still got a ways. I mean, I could drive it like it is, be some serious AC in the front, but I don't think that'd be a fun thing to do. Okay, it's not the best angle for you, but it will have to do. Alright, so that is loose. Now, let's see if I can get this rusty old clip off of here. That wasn't so bad. I also need to do something about this pipe. I think it connects maybe just on the other side of this. If it does, I'll just take the whole thing off and try to find another one. Hopefully they make it. If not, I will be scoring that from a junkyard. I'm hoping in the next few weeks here I can make a trip to the junkyard and I'll make a video of it. Okay, did that break? It did not, so that's good. Okay, next step. I don't know. It's definitely not going to go that way because this is bent really bad. Actually, I think if I get a punch, I could possibly bend that out. Where did my good pliers go? Right here. Yeah, that pipe is just in my way. Huh. I don't think yeah, see, there's no tension on that other than that spring up there, which still shouldn't be doing much, and it does not want to move. I can't tell. It's moving a little bit, which you get a little bit of movement, you can... I see. It's hitting something at the top. So I need to remove the pin up top. I need to come around with a hammer and knock that down a little bit. You can kind of see how bowed that is. She took a hit, that's for sure. There you go, that's a good view. Should be flat, but it is definitely not. So I need to tweak it that way a little bit and then figure out how this comes apart, because it runs through the middle, but it doesn't. I mean, what would the point of those pins be if that, or those clips, what would the point of those be if that pin in the middle doesn't come out? So it has to come out, I would think. That's bent right there. I mean, honestly, it may be worth it to just get the whole new assembly from a junkyard. I mean, they may even make this piece. I doubt that it's going to be as good as the original, but I have got to get it off. I really need to get my sandblaster hooked up. This would be nice to blast, clean it up real nice. So let me figure out what I'm going to do, and then I will bring you back so I'm not wasting memory card space. Alright, so did a little tweaking. I got the top piece off there. It was just one pin. I got this kind of straight. This is not, but the bar itself seems decent enough now. I don't think that it was affecting it to begin with. It was just kind of off center. So I need to tweak the plate here, mainly because the floor attaches to that. And if that is messed up, then the floor is not going to fit very well. I'm guessing I just need to flatten it out. There is a raised section back here as well, so I'm guessing this needs to be the same height as that. So I'm gonna get a hammer and take a couple whacks at it, see what I can do. I don't know, I wish I had another one to look at. Huh. I'm guessing this needs to come out a little bit. Looks like it's, I don't know. See how it looks like it's bubbled out right here? Where am I? Right here? So I'm guessing that needs to come out too. Huh. Yeah, let me bang on it a little bit. This pipe is definitely got to go. I will probably just pop the grinder out and zip that off real quick. There's no saving it. I mean, I could possibly weld a little bit onto that, or cut this flush and then weld a new piece on. But if I'm getting another one, I may as well get a whole new section of pipe, mainly because the elbow to this one was crushed pretty bad. So that needs to go. And then I'm not really going to worry about trying to take this off now, since I was able to straighten it for the most part, because the floor has the hole for it, so it can just slip right over. So I'll try to bend this out as best as I can. I would try to film it, but you are in my way. So I would, I might try to fit you in somewhere just so you can see. But let me go get a hammer. Well, camera wasn't recording. So, as I was saying before I put this in here, you can see how that piece is completely tweaked to the side. It all needs to come this way, to the left. So, with that being off center, I need to see if it is okay and can stay where it is, or if I put the floor in, if it's just not gonna line up. So that's what I was in the middle of doing when I realized the camera wasn't recording. So, she definitely needs trimming. Definitely needs trimming. Lots of trimming. Yeah, I need to trim this a lot. That's crazy. I guess they leave so much of a lip just so you can do that. But I don't think that section will matter. So yeah, I need to trim it through here. Same on the other side, just to make it fit in there all the way like it should. And from the looks of it, actually, let's try this. I'm not trying to put this in here permanently. Mainly just trying to get so the floor in the front sits about right there. Yeah, that's working. So yeah, look, you can see how off that is. So that whole thing needs to be moved over, because this lines up fairly well. I guess all I had to do was bang on it a little bit to make it go in there. Man, that's gonna be nice when I can get this in here. Yeah, so yeah, that fits fairly decent. That definitely needs to be fixed. Not so much because I need to weld to it, which I think I might need to weld to it, but come over here. See how much is showing there and how little is showing here? That wire, the brake cable, is going to end up getting frayed over time. It's barely touching, but eventually it's gonna get messed up. So I've got to figure out how to move that over about 1/2 inch. But for the most part, those holes are damn near spot on. That's nice. That is very nice. It is also going to be amazing to put the floor back in. So, how am I going to make that rusty hunk of junk move over? Alright, so that was a lot harder to get out than it was to put in. So, my idea, big metal pole and a BFH, and we'll knock the snot out of it. Alright, so y'all let me know when she starts to move. What you think? Like right there? Maybe? Did it move? Let me know. Yell at me. Come on now. Ah, saw it move. You know how hard it is to look at the thing you're trying to hit and look at the thing that you're trying to watch move? Is she moving? I don't hear y'all saying anything. I'm gonna take that as a no. Let's just keep hammering. So, I mean, honestly, it looks like it squared it up a little bit more. You probably can't see. There we go. Is that better? So it looks like it may have squared it up a little bit better. I think here, y'all got a better view of it than me. Looks like this front corner needs to go a little bit more. And then possibly a couple smacks on top to flatten her out. This section here is pointed inward. I don't know how I can knock that out. Might have a long enough punch to get from the backside over there and knock into it. But let's take a couple more hits right there. Alright, y'all yell at me. Move that time. So now I'm just crushing that front. Alright, so kind of kinked it in a little bit, but I think I can pull that out. Possibly I may have even gone a little bit too far, but I mean, because it does look like, yeah, there's definitely a spot weld there, or at least leftover metal from the floor. So the floor definitely connects to that. So I'm guessing it needs to look like this. Not gonna get it back that nice again, but I should be able to come at least a little close. Let me get something to measure how tall that is. Yeah, I'm gonna go with 10 millimeters. Does that look good for y'all? Looks good for me. So that needs to come down about 5 millimeters. BFH to the rescue. definitely went down some. And it looks a lot more square. Honestly, didn't think that this would work, but maybe it is. It's not too shabby. Now, I need to try to get the punch right there. Give it a good whack. See if I can make that work. She's definitely tweaked that way more now. I need to hit it from the bottom. Yeah, because this, y'all even looking at me? You can see my hand, yeah. So, yeah, look at there. Let's try this. That looks nice. Looks like that top might need to come down some. It's definitely moved because I used to not be able to get these pliers beside it due to the that light ain't dying. It's a brand new light. So I might need to tap it from the bottom up there. Oh, hey, let's miss and hit your hand. Try this again. Eye on the prize, eye on the prize. So, this is caved in. I don't know how I'm gonna get that up. Chisel. Ah, there's my BF. Come here. Can't get a very good whack on her. And it has a whole lot of play in it. That's not doing anything. That's actually working, surprisingly. Let's square it up. Somehow that worked. Now let's see if I can pop that out over there. This is gonna suck. That ain't doing nothing. I really need to get myself a torch or one of those what they're called, something to put heat on it. Because if I could get that a little hot, it'd move a little bit easier for me. This front still a little bit like that. I need to tweak it down, but I don't quite know. I'm thinking if I can pop this out, it may fix itself, but I can't get in there good enough. Yeah, I don't think I'm even touching that dent, so I'm gonna call that good. Once I put the floor in, I can tweak it more, but I mean, that's way better than what it was. That whole underside assembly needed to move a little bit, but shoot, for the most part, I'm gonna call that good. Moves like it should, is what it is. So I'm okay with that. I still have no idea how I'm gonna bend this down. I guess probably the same idea, but I can't get a good hit. It's also late, and I know it's echoing through the house, so I am not going to do that right. On this episode, I am going to make it to paint, or definitely not paint, but rust treatment. Alright, so just in case y'all wanted to see how it looked from the bottom, it is way better than where it started. This side is still a little bit low, or this side might be a little high. I'm thinking maybe, yeah, that's definitely just low. I still couldn't pop that dent out. Right there, it's a dimple. I'm sure that has some effect on the shape of it, but for the most part, I am gonna call that good. Honestly, I don't think that it's gonna affect much of anything. This is not going to be a complete restoration. I'm still going to try to do it the right way, but I don't have another one of these. The junkyard that I go to is not going to let me cut that off, so I'm going to roll with that. I mean, it is just basically a lever there. It doesn't really serve much other purpose other than a mounting point for the floor. As long as that is the correct height, then I think I am good. So I'm gonna leave the pipe here for now, and then I guess, oh wow, is that a Black Widow? Look at the freaking Black Widow in my bus. Come back here. How you doing? Oh, it just went up in there. Well, that sucks. Got distracted by the Black Widow crawling around in there. I think tomorrow evening, when it is still daylight outside, I'll get the big pole up there, stick it right here, and just smack it with the hammer. See if it'll pop that back. It's definitely crinkled in there. If you can see that there, it's pretty bad. I mean, who's ever gonna see it, but I know it's there. Let's degrease this, clean it up, get it ready for some metal prep. So, this rag used to be red. That Rust-Oleum metal prep stuff that I bought, that I put on the windscreen area, seems like it turns red rags blue. Yeah, see? This one has got a little bit on it, started turning it blue. Pretty cool. Look at that fresh green paint down there. That paint hasn't seen the light of day since it rolled off the assembly line in Germany. It's pretty cool. Grinder, knock those down. I do see that is dipped down a little bit, so I'll probably have to go from the underside, knock it up right here, just to get it a little more flat. Yeah, actually, that needs to come down more. And this lighting sucks too. Yeah, because that's right at 10 mil. And that's at about 12. So yeah, that whole thing needs to come down a little more still. Well, I won't be doing this tonight anyway. I don't think you can read those instructions. Yeah, pretty much you have to put it on, keep it wet for about 20 minutes, and then wash it off with water. I don't have any water out here, so I'm going to call it for tonight. I'm hoping tomorrow evening I can pull it out. Well, I can't pull it out. I guess I'll have to take it off the dollies. The wheels move, so I'll take it off those. Or maybe it'll just roll it out far enough to where I can spray it off with the water hose. So yeah, I think I'll do that. So I'll try to do that tomorrow. I will grind off those little tabs and then the one thing over there on that plate. But for tonight, I think I'm done. I don't know if I will record tomorrow or not, mainly because I don't have much time with the amount of daylight that we have. So I will probably knock out the metal prep and then clean up the garage, and hopefully in the next video we will be putting pour 15 on, at least on the main areas, the cross rails there, or the frame rails rather, the one cross beam, this section here, and the other frame rail. I'm not too worried about that inside, mainly because I think I may be replacing that. Depends on how good the metal is still. So those, I'm not going to put any. I will probably put some along here, but I can't go too far up because I've got to be able to weld to that for the floor. After the pour 15 is on, I am probably going to be done with the front for the moment, mainly because I'm hoping my parts for the rocker will be in, or at least I have the parts for the rocker. I'm hoping that the top hat and cross rail sections will come in. So all of this here will be going away, which means the prior repair that I did there will be gone. That whole section will be gone. I'm going to cut it about up there somewhere, however long the panel is. after that is done, I can get in here behind this B pillar. Or is that? Yeah, I think that's the B pillar. Get behind that and redo this whole section. I have the inner rocker panel that runs the whole length all the way to the top, mainly because it's shot. So, mainly waiting on frame rails and the top hat. I am thinking it should go pretty straightforward. I know once I take this out, I will have to get behind here and fix the damaged jack outrigger, along with the blown out hole. Where are you? Along with the blown out hole right in that area. So I'm sure once I start tearing into it, I will find more damage that will have to be repaired before I can do any of this. It seems that's how it's going with the bus. Usually how it goes with any repairs. You go into it thinking that it's going to be fairly easy, and it turns out not to be that way. So that's it for this episode. I may end up recording tomorrow evening. I'm not sure. If I do, then you will see it in this video. If I don't, then this will be the end. A lot of jumping around here lately, mainly due to waiting for parts to come in. Luckily, Bus Depot is crazy fast with their processing and their shipping. So here soon, I should have more repair videos instead of cleaning and tearing apart videos. So yeah, can't wait to start getting new metal on this, especially that front floor. It looked really good having that floor sitting in place earlier. So it's very exciting to get stuff rolling along. So I will see you on the next one.